They laughed at him, not quietly, not secretly. They laughed out loud in the middle of the hallway. In front of everyone, Westfield High School was known for excellence. Elite academics, state championships, luxury cars lined up in the student parking lot every morning, BMWs, Teslas, Range Rovers. Money wasn't rare here, kindness was. Every morning before sunrise, while the parking lot was still empty and the air still cold, an older man unlocked the side door of the building. He wore the same faded blue uniform every day. The same worn-out work boots, the same calm expression. He moved quietly through the hallways, mop in one hand, bucket in the other. He cleaned what others dirtied, fixed what others broke, and erased the evidence of teenage carelessness before anyone important arrived. At least, that's what everyone thought. Students never asked his name to them. He was just the janitor. Some called him Old Mop. Others didn't call him anything at all. He was invisible, but invisibility has power, because when people think you incident, it was a Thursday afternoon. When it happened, classes had just ended. The hallway buzzed with noise and ego. A group of popular seniors, varsity jackets, expensive sneakers, loud confidence, were leaning against the lockers as the janitor pushed his cart down the hallway. One of the boys stepped in front of him. "Hey, old man," he said with a smirk. "You missed a spot." Before the janitor could respond, another boy kicked over a nearby trash can. Soda cans rolled across the floor, crushed, papers scattered everywhere. Laughter exploded, phones came out. Someone whispered, "World Star." The janitor looked at the mess, then at the boys. His face didn't change. No anger, no embarrassment. He simply bent down, slowly, and began picking up the trash, one can at a time. The tallest boy leaned closer and said quietly, "Stay in your place." That calm response somehow made them laugh even harder. To them he was weak, to him they were children. Not everyone laughed. At the end of the hallway stood Emily Carter. She wasn't rich. The janitor paused for just a second. Then he looked up and said softly, "Have a good day." Didn't drive a luxury car. She was there on scholarship. She watched everything that afternoon. After the hallway cleared, she approached him. "Sir, are you okay?" He smiled gently. "I've handled worse." She hesitated. "Why don't you ever get angry? They're disrespectful." He dipped the mop back into the bucket. "Because I don't need to prove myself to children." Emily frowned slightly. She didn't fully understand, but something about the way he said it stayed with her. A week later, the school buzzed with different gossip. The principal made an announcement over the intercom. "Attention, students and staff. Tomorrow we will officially introduce the new owner of Westfield High School." That got everyone's attention. Owner rumors spread instantly. "It's a tech billionaire." "No, it's a hedge fund investor." "I heard it's some Hollywood guy." Excitement filled the air. Connections mattered, status mattered, and whoever owned the school mattered most. The big day the next morning. The auditorium was packed. Students dressed sharper than usual. Teachers whispered among themselves. The principal stood at the podium smiling. "Today," he began, "we welcome a visionary, a leader, a man who built this institution from the ground up." The lights dimmed. A spotlight turned toward the stage. Entrance, the curtain slowly opened, and out walked the janitor, still in his blue uniform, still in his worn boots. For 3 full seconds, there was silence. No one moved. No one laughed. No one understood. The principal continued. 20 years ago, this man invested everything. He had to create a school built not just on academic excellence. Murmurs filled the room. He recently reacquired full ownership, and for the past 6 months, he has been here every day. Gasps. Working as janitorial staff. Now the room wasn't just quiet, it was frozen. The truth. The old man stepped up to the microphone. He didn't rush, he didn't smile. He looked out at the sea of stunned faces. "I wanted to see something," he began calmly. "I wanted to see how students treat people when they think those people have no power." A few students shifted uncomfortably. "I've seen brilliance here," he continued. "Talent, intelligence, potential." Then his eyes moved toward the group of boys from the hallway. "But I've also seen arrogant silence pressed against every wall." "Character," he said slowly, "is who you are when you think no one important is watching." He paused. "And I was always watching." Mocked him, stared at the floor. Phones were no longer recording. Smirks had disappeared. The owner continued. "Effective immediately, Westfield High will Introduce a new leadership evaluation program. Academic performance alone will not qualify students for scholarships or privileges. Behavior will. A teacher near the front nodded slowly. The owner turned slightly. Students involved in documented bullying. Incidents will be removed from leadership positions. You could almost hear hearts dropping. However, he added students who demonstrate integrity, respect, and compassion will be rewarded. His eyes found Emily. In the crowd, Emily Carter, please stand. For consistently showing kindness and respect even when no one was watching. You are being awarded a full academic scholarship for the remainder of your education. The auditorium erupted, but not with laughter, with applause. Real applause. The boys who once laughed now clapped quietly, avoiding eye contact. The shift. Over the next few weeks, something changed at Westfield High, not instantly, but noticeably. Students began holding doors open. Trash cans stopped being kicked over. The janitorial staff, now clearly respected, were greeted with good morning. Power had shifted, not because of fear, but because of exposure. Everyone realized something powerful that day. The person you underestimate may be the one writing your future. At the end of his speech, the owner said one last thing. Never measure someone's importance by their uniform. He stepped away from the microphone, the same calm expression on his face. But this time, no one saw him as invisible. They saw him as powerful, not because he owned the school, but because he never needed to prove it. They mocked the janitor. They laughed at his silence. They told him to stay in his place. But in the end, he owned the place, and he never had to raise his voice to do it. If this story teaches anything, it's this. Respect isn't about status. Power isn't about appearance. Might be the one who built it,